Hello, this is Russell Hawley coming to you from the Tate Geological Museum in Casper, Wyoming. And today I'm going to talk to you a bit about the Untermention of the White River Formation. That is to say, the little tiny creatures, the bit players. When you say White River Formation, most people immediately start thinking of American rhinos and brontotheres and ancient killer pigs and big dramatic creatures like that. But the cool thing about the White River Formation is that in addition to the fossils of the large fauna, there are also lots and lots of bones and skulls and teeth of very small creatures. And this allows us to build up a very complete and very detailed picture of the environment that would have existed here in Wyoming about 35 or 40 million years ago. And one of the most abundant of these Untermention is to be found right here. This is the skull of Paleolegus. And if you look closely at a Paleolegus skull, you'll note that it has 4 upper incisors. At first glance, it looks like a rodent, but rodent only has 2 upper incisors. This has 2 pairs of upper incisors for a total of 4. And it's got oval-shaped crowns on its molars. These identify it as a rabbit. And indeed, Paleolegus, which means ancient rabbit, this is one of the oldest rabbits known in the fossil record. There's also a kind of delicate lacework in the skull, on the snout, right in front of the eye socket. That's another rabbit trademark. Now, this is fully grown, so as you can see, the skull of Paleolegus was smaller than that of a modern rabbit. These are about squirrel-sized, smaller than the rabbits of today. And I've drawn a picture to show what the Paleolegus might have looked like when it was alive, right here. So overall, probably very similar to the rabbits of today. Sadly, we have no idea what the ears looked like. Ears are just made out of cartilage and skin. They rot away and leave nothing after the animal dies. And the muscle attachments for the ears are very diffuse, and they attach not to bone, but rather to the fascia covering the temporalis muscle. And so you really can't look at the skull of an animal and get a good idea of how big its ears were, let alone what shape they were. So I've given it rabbit-looking ears, although a bit smaller and shorter. What we do know about Paleolegus is that its foot bones were shorter than those on a modern rabbit, so it probably couldn't hop as well as the rabbits of today. Now, another of the Untermention is not a rabbit. It's something that probably would have considered Paleolegus to be part of its diet. This is the skull of Paleogale, as commemorated in the song, "Paleogale, won't you come out tonight, won't you come?" I'm joking, there is no such song. I made that up. This is a mustelid. These are related to modern ferrets and weasels, and in life it probably looked a whole lot like a ferret. So you can see the eye socket set far forward on the skull. That's a mustelid characteristic. And then these sharp pointed teeth, good for grabbing a prey animal like a rabbit. But finally, what I think is the most interesting of the White River Untermention is Lepticus. And the skull of a Lepticus can be seen on this chunk of rock right here. Now, these have no close living relatives and left no descendants. They belong to an order that is extinct. But we can work out what they may have been like by looking at the details of the skull. The snout is very long, and they've got sharp pointed little triangular teeth. So this is a carnivore, a predator. Eye socket is there, and then strangely, 2 sagittal crests on top of the skull running side by side. It's been suggested that this would have resulted in a short temporalis muscle that would have allowed the jaws to make very rapid fluttering or crunching movements, maybe good for chiseling through the hard exoskeleton of insect prey. This is about the size of a rat in life, and the postcranial skeletons of Leptictus that have been found show us that it had short arms and very long hind legs. I've drawn a picture of Leptictus as well. That's right here.